Hello, this is Misty Lohr, and I am with Lisa Hazard. And we are on the podcast. We are all psychic, and we are doing something a little bit different today. And I'm so excited because I'm going to be interviewing Lisa.
Oh no! Oh no! No! I'm not ready.
Yes, I have told her for weeks that I am going to pick her brain apart.
Oh my
And
goodness.
now is my chance.
Yes, we are on Zoom late night. It's not quite the witching hour. I think it's 9:24 p.m. Central Time on September or whatever the I covered them all, didn't I?
Right. Yes,
the first. Yes.
Well, how have you been this week, Lisa?
I've been pretty good. I finally found some medicine that's helping me out a whole lot. And that's
I know,
for my stomach.
I can tell.
I'm a so happy camper. Feels good to feel better.
See, I can just tell by looking at you, you feel so much better.
I do.
She wasn't feeling good for a while, and when you start to feel good, it's just amazing.
It really is.
The difference it makes.
Gotta remember.
I'm so glad.
Remember, it feels bad. So if I ever feel good and feel bad, I should be like, wait a minute, it can feel worse. I remember that.
Yes,
that helps.
I'll remind you.
Okay. Okay.
I will remind you. Well, I just I have so many questions. And, when Lisa told me that I could interview her, I think I had like 4 or 5 pages. And I kind of narrowed it down because, I think that I'm going to ask a lot of questions that like we're all wondering and we all want to know. And some of them you probably can't answer, and some of them you might be able to. And if you can't answer it, it's not a big deal. I just, I want to know what's inside that brain.
Oh.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready. Hit me with your best shot.
Bye. All right, here we go. Okay, don't tell me that because I will. Here we go. All right. Here, okay. So, when you, have you ever talked to one of your spirit guides, which I know you have, but have you ever, talked to them about, what happens when they pass over or when you pass over?
I actually talked to my cousin in my around 26, and I asked him about that. That I could that's more when I could communicate with them. Now I had asked my spirit guides, the ones I didn't know they were real either. At the same time, I believed that these were guides. This was my passed on cousin. This was my passed on aunt. These people, this was really happening. But there was a whole other side of me that's like, oh no, that's just the crazy. And they just kind of lived, they just kind of coexisted, but this part was more alive, the part of me that was experiencing spirits and knowing things and learning about what all that stuff is, empathy and telepathy, and not having anybody talk to about it except my spirit guide, or the spirits. And they would I had no one to talk to about this kind of stuff except them. So I started asking Andrew about that, and he explained it to me well, it's kind of, you're like a light. I can't remember exactly how he put it, but he's like, there's a lot of ways to explain it. There aren't words for it, but I'll do the best I can. And he's like, you're kind of back in this place that you've been before. You have all your memories. He's like, you're here to learn, and you go back there and do something with it, but it's not physical. It's not the words he used and my ability to communicate and understand what they were saying to me was still really under development,
Right.
But I have something good for you here, because there's a book by, I think his name is PhD Michael Newton. I want to say Michael Newton. It's Newton. I know it's Newton. And the book is Journey of Souls, Life Between Lives. And that book, I read it when I was, I want to say I was already professionally doing reading. So it must have been around 2011. A friend sent it to me, and it was just that's everything Andrew explained to me. I was reading this book. The book is where a psychotherapist who did past life regression therapy to help people heal physical ailments or pain that nothing could fix except a past life issue bringing up physical pain in this life. So what he did for a living was he put people under hypnosis and into their past lives to the moment where, say, the runner had the hurt knee, and then like in the past life, like her lover slashed her across the knee, and or her lover's jealous, whatever, something horrible happened to her and it hurt her knee and killed her. So so when she relives it in the past life regression hypnosis, she comes out and then she doesn't have any more physical pain there, and she understands why it was there. It's like kind of energy, kind of an energy healing thing, but it's done through hypnosis.
Yeah.
And so that's not what the book's about, though. The book is about when he started having them talk about between lives, what happened between, not the past life, not the present life, but what happens in between. So the whole book is transcripts of these patients talking about what happens to them and how life is on the other side, or what happens after we die, basically. And there's no, like, there's really not much. I mean, maybe a paragraph here and there saying this is what this section is covering. And it's all transcripts. So you're reading these people's actual words when they're under hypnosis. I mean, it's a fascinating book. I mean, it's pretty well known, and you got to read this book, people.
Is it an older book? I mean, was it published like a while back, or is it kind of new?
I think it's in the 80s. I think it was published in the 70s or 80s. I'm not sure, but it's it's pretty well known. But oddly, a lot of people don't know it. But I think at the time it was really well known.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think I have heard of him before, but I don't know. I will have to try to get that book.
He might have done more books. Yeah, he may have done more books after that. I'm not sure. But that book, I just, wow. I was like, that's what he told me. That was what he told me. And then it kind of made sense with some imagery and visions and like places I would travel, like when daydreaming that I'd see with, sometimes I would travel with my guides,
Really?
And we travel. I don't know where we're going. It's like an imagination. It's kind of like a living dream, but it's not a lucid dream or astral travel. It's kind of like, I don't know what to call it. So we'll go to these places. Cool. Yeah, and I'd seen some of this stuff before this described and stuff like that. So it's weird.
And it just kind of hit your, memory, and you're like, oh, I remember that. Or, so like, would you call it like different, not places, but like different dimensions or something?
To me, it's
like that.
It's like no time. There's no time. So they can't describe how things happen because it doesn't happen in time. It's like, that's the best way I can put it. But they will say it's like being a light moving through a system, and you're with a whole bunch of other lights, and we call it a soul group. They have some term like that, soul group, after you die. Like, and you all get together and you all live these lives together. And it can be like a soul group of like 15 starting out, or 5,000, or they don't know. But usually by the time they're human or wherever, I don't even know if it's human, because they talk about other incarnations on other planets as other life forms. There's one part in this book where they talk about just spending a whole lot of, well, we'll call it time, because they don't say time. They don't know how to say time because there isn't any time. It's like, make my head explode,
we can't comprehend it.
I can't get it. I try, though. I guess I'll find out sometime. But
I can't imagine trying to comprehend it. Yeah.
Maybe I'll find out when I go.
Right.
But yeah, they explain it, and you go there and you just like start learning how to make, say, like a flower. You create a flower from nothing. It's like the best way they could explain it is there's like a whole teaching part where you're like learning new stuff, and you can travel out of the divine realm is one way of putting it, and that's when they're traveling, when I can't reach them in a reading or something. So all this is like, it's a lot of years of communicating and trying to figure out what exactly is being explained to me, and then also reading stuff that corroborate, that makes sense with what they're saying, and then those are the words I needed, to get what the guides are saying, and
that is so. I mean, that just blows my mind. Like, you are just so blessed to be able to see things like that, because all of us want to know You know, I mean,
I don't know if
anybody
I
that
know,
doesn't.
but I don't know if I know anything. These are just my experiences, and other people experience them too. That's why I want to make this podcast. I think you've experienced stuff like this, in some
Well,
way.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I just, I told my husband, I pursued this side of myself, because if I didn't, I would have just gone crazy.
So,
You know?
when you say you pursued it, you basically, I guess, told yourself, when you said you had two sides, you had one side that said, no, this is not right. And then you had the other side, with your spirit guides telling you, yes, this is right. So basically, you had to like close off the part where your brain is telling you, no, this isn't right, and
Well,
totally commit to that
no, it's
other
not
part.
really. Instead of walking side by side, we kind of had to hold hands, and
Okay, okay,
and and work together. Both those kind of logical, and it wasn't so much not right. It was more like not real. This is all in my head, Lisa. That was the other half. So the
yeah,
other half is like, okay, well, I'll play with you, crazy side. Let's see, we'll see where you take
right,
me. And the
yeah,
logical side liked it a lot. Logical
yeah.
side had a good time with it, and like we wrote some books, and we did some
Well,
stuff, and
yeah,
we it really worked out, because my logical side does help my psychic side or intuition side. That whatever the juju information is, they help each other. Like the logical side gives me words to tell you what it feels like, or like what it feels like to experience something, and you got yours.
right.
They work together, and I think like a lot of people, like when you were talking about, you would shut yours off, so you got depressed. And if you're working with yours, I've watched you over the
Yes,
last month and 2 months now. You seem
yes,
happier every time I see you, because I
yeah,
think you've been doing your
yeah.
cards. You've been showing me
Uh-huh.
you've been doing cards and stuff, and like a lot of things for other people, like you always do anyway. But in this
Yeah.
way,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
I understand that.
And
So,
it
like,
makes me happy. So that's
well,
yeah.
yeah, it makes you feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing,
And
you
not only
know?
that, it's like integrating the two sides that were fighting, like, and making them work together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I still battle that, I'm
yeah.
still like, am I crazy or am I not? But yeah, we
It's
all,
always there. It's always there.
yeah, I
Never goes
just,
away.
I have to tell myself, you trust your instinct, trust your
Yeah,
instinct.
right. That's the best advice. That's the best
You
advice.
know, well, okay, so um during all this, like, what happens to like the really bad people that were on earth that die? I mean, do you believe in like heaven and hell, or what do you believe?
It is a belief, but I believe it's like, I guess, dimensions or something. Whatever exists outside of time. There's a lot of these lands. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I think souls can come from other lands. I think ultimately all souls come from a divine, if you want to call it that. I'm just using that word. I don't have another word for it.
Right,
Wherever the angels are from, or
right,
the ones that feel like a lot of love. It's love, wherever love comes from. If it's a place, let's say love's a place, and that's where we all come from. So this is how it's explained to me, and this is what I believe kind of at this moment. But what I believe changes a lot. So
okay,
we all come from there. I don't know who we all are, but that's just general we. And then we spread out to these other lands of places, like you could say where reward is, or where like payback is, or like let's
mhm,
just say those are places too, or true love is, or like writing a masterpiece of music that just makes your heart melt. You're made that. Some people are chasing after like the artistic mastery. A violinist all their life just trying to get that perfect, feel like they just did it, and they pursue it all their lives. So okay,
all
so
right. So
we both did it. Yes, you do it.
we
So
had an interruption, didn't we? We did.
we sure did. There was an interruption. Yeah, again.
But we're going to get right back on track to where we were. And I had just asked Lisa what she believes in, as far as like heaven and hell, and, where the bad guys go. And you were telling me that, there's a
The
divine.
places, like a way to look at it, like the names of the
Right.
places, like a
So like what happens to the ones that aren't very nice?
So like you could say they live in a place like hell,
Okay.
or you could say it's a land of like, for example, one time Sam and I traveled to a bad person's place. We call them their places. It's like an image. I don't know what they are exactly. It's like we go on journeys, I guess, spiritual journeys, and it's in my mind and my imagination, kind of drift along. I can do it when I'm awake too. I used to do it on for readings. I used to do trances for readings, but
wow.
I know I've done that in a really long time. But we go to these people's places, and usually when we do, we can tell them what it looks like and what we feel and see. Like if there's an animal, there's like a lot of times there's animals, plants, certain plants, or some weird, usually it's a nature place or some sort. Sometimes it's not, but once I went to one person's bad place. So what these places are is like kind of like they usually recognize it when I describe it to them from something. Dream, a place they always dream of, a place they have written about that they like, heard or have been and really loved in real life, or a place they've always thought they had a past life in. It's just they always have something like a specific thing that it comes through that they know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And I don't, but it's like a place that like your soul could like reside. It's like I guess it's like that out of time thing, like wherever you might live out of time, like if it were you had a house or like a space that was yours. So for example, one person's place I went to that was just absolutely beautiful was like a meadow and a lot of wildflowers growing in it, and there was like a willow tree, and on the border there were like a lot of beautiful small trees with like I don't know my leaves, but all of them. But these were like fruit trees, but also so like some high. I don't know. It's just gorgeous. And I had explained to her this one tree looked like this, and there was a chair, and there was a certain animal, and it was just breathtaking. I can remember being there and seeing it and smelling it and everything. But we went to a bad person's place, so this bad person we had to go through 3 rings of fire through it, and it was in a cave. And there was a pathway through the 3 rings of fire. We just walked through the pathway down. It was very narrow. And we got to the center where his place was, Mm-hmm. And he was like trapped there. But he looked like, it was like, I'd never actually seen, I don't know if it was him or not, or a representation of him or not, but it's mm-hmm. something that's in his place. Let's put it that way. Okay. And it was like I don't know how to explain it. It was like a little fiery guy, but he had a square head and 2 little legs, like a tooth, kind of. I don't know how to explain him. And he had a face like a little, like maybe a video game face with 2 black eyes and a black mouth and a little black nose. And he was red. And he was like on fire, but he didn't stay in place. He was never in one place, but he was like all in the same place, like moving really, really fast, all in one place. And around mm-hmm. him was a solid ring of fire, just lower around him. And there was just just fire shooting out of these 3 rings of little pathways. It was just very like concentric circles, and he was trapped there, or whatever that was trapped in his place, and you can't catch it. That was the main message I kept getting. Like, this mm-hmm. person's like, something's going on here. I don't know what it is, but this is a bad person. I know it's a bad person.
And in
my opinion, is a very bad person.
I probably feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't yeah. You? Well, it's a specific person that I knew at one time, and I was curious,
Oh, it was a person at one time.
Someone that's why I say it's my opinion of someone I thought was very bad.
Oh.
So I just did it to see what is their place like,
yes. Yes.
And I wanted to know,
I think I know exactly.
I don't know. I mean, that's it's kind of weird ground. I mean, do you? I mean, is it? There's like a moral ethic thing, or do I do that? If they don't let me in, they won't let me in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go snooping around in someone's place. I have no desire to do that. I would just do it like if someone asked me to take them there, and they can usually.
Well, I mean, if you want to snoop my place, I'll let you.
All right,
you're welcome to.
Okay.
But, I do think I kind of know what you mean, because, like, when I told you about the dreams that I would have, And when I told you about when my brother came to me in that dream,
the
like,
clouds. Yeah.
huh?
Didn't you say it was in the clouds? Or...
Yeah, but he had like a house. There's like a big house behind him.
Yeah.
And there was like dogs everywhere around him. And it was like, it almost felt like it was his place. So that probably was his place where he took me to.
That makes sense, right? Yeah, exactly.
It does now.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great example. That's a great example. Yeah.
I mean, it just hit me when you said that. I was like, wait a minute. I've been to his house before. Okay, that's cool. All right.
Oh, wow.
And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I bet a lot of you guys out there that are listening have probably, done that as well and didn't even realize it.
Yeah, it's a place. It's your place. Maybe you've been to grandparents' place, ancestors' places, your places that you've been in past lives.
Or maybe you're making up this place in your head.
Yeah, you move your places sometimes. Like some people, they don't. It's like for a lifetime, from what I can understand, or a time. Like a period of time, this will be your place, and you will eventually move. Like the woman in the meadow, eventually she was in this is someone I knew for a long period of time. When I first started trying to do this, she was one of the first people I did it with. And then she, like, later on, maybe a few years later, we did it again. And she was in this, like, snowy mountain place. And there was a frozen lake, but it wasn't hot. It wasn't freezing. It was nice and temperate. But it was just snowy, like, cliffs all the way around, pointy, jagged, with, like, pine trees and a pond frozen over with a little hole. A little bit of liquid, and the water was hot. And she's like, yeah, I know that place too from blah blah blah. Like, I can't remember what it was for her. I think that one was a dream, but the first place was like a place she used to go to as a kid in her mind and her imagination. And and so when she moved to the mountain place, it was like after her divorce, and so she had like retreat, and she was in retreat, and she had another place. Maybe that place was also just another place. I never thought of that before. I thought she had moved, but maybe she has a place, maybe there's an infinite. I don't know. You have a lot of places.
Well, I think that we can pretty much do what we want to do. I mean, whatever we can create.
Did you ever have repetitive dreams when you were a kid, where like you would dream about the same place that didn't exist in life, and like for years, and you knew it just like the back of your, like those are I think those are places. I don't know what they are. What kind of places.
I do. And I've had this house that I've dreamt about before, and I had another one. I think it was last week I had a dream about it, and it was like this big mansion. It's huge. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And the first floor is awesome, but it's like it had 3 floors to it, but the higher you got up, the more negative energy there was. Ooh. So you weren't allowed, like, I didn't want to go up. Like, I just stayed down in that house because I knew it was bad up. Yeah. But the house is absolutely gorgeous. But, there's some kind of negative energy in the top, where I didn't want to go.
Right.
And I've had it like 4 or 5 times,
Yeah. And you know it really well, like that place.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah. In my head, in my dreams, it's gorgeous.
That sounds like a bad person's place up there. Like it starts out all nice.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't either. That's really cool, though.
But it's got like a ton of rooms in it. I do remember that, like a lot of rooms. But I don't know. Maybe I've trapped some bad people up there or something.
Bad habits. Oh, you're in the attic, man. You're not even in the closet. Secret egg, seal it up with bricks.
I locked them away.
Yeah.
I put the dead bodies upstairs. Don't go up there.
Yeah.
Don't walk in that room.
Oh, by the way, the house is haunted.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Okay, so like my next question, like, have you ever seen an angel?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen angels. Yeah.
So tell me about angels. Like, what do they look like? How do they appear? Are they good angels? Are they bad angels? Are angels actually used to be humans or not?
Well, I learned a
do-
lot about angels from a friend named Sheila that I met on Facebook. And I told you about that in the podcast where I talked about Morgana. She was the one who did the angel healing through me to
Yes.
Morgana. I was in a Facebook group with her where we did free readings and helped people out and posted stuff about metaphysical things. And I did a lot of readings. It was over a 2-month period. And I think everybody can remember what they were doing in their lives, like 2018, July through September. I just feel that way. Everyone who's listening, probably if you think back around that, or maybe even back as far as June 2018, something weird was going on. But that was when I was doing that. And I found out about them through her, and then I just had experiences. The first was being with Morgana, and I didn't know what that energy was. To me, they are spirits and they are love, and they're sure they just always help you. They're just always help you. But the first one I really saw presented as a yellow light, or it's like a bright orangish yellowish light, and a little bit of it's like orange is right. I can't explain. It's like gold, but more orange. Not like a shimmery gold, like a reflective metal gold with the color gold.
Okay.
And but orange. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And I had been learning about angel colors, and I didn't know what that meant because I didn't know there was like that color, and it was. Sheila said that was Uriel. I think is how you pronounce that, or Uriel, Uriel or Eil. But the angel that I actually got like communication with was one named Ariel, which is, from what I've read and lore and everything I understand, is the same thing as Uriel. So it's like it's a female counterpart to the male. But when I felt Ariel, it was like an it. It was just an it. And the moment left me as soon as it happened. Like I remembered it happened. I remembered the absolute certainty of the impression it made, and it was good. Yeah. It was a very good impression. It like saved me, and that's a weird story. I don't want to get into on the now.
No, we don't.
That's a really weird stuff. Well, no, someone was trying. It's like it deals with witchcraft, which I haven't talked about on the show yet, but that's like something I wanted to get into eventually. But it's just the same to me. Witchcraft and is energy work as well. But somebody was doing some bad stuff to my family at that time.
Oh no!
And this angel came and stopped the house from exploding. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
And and
that's an awesome angel. That's good angel work.
Good angel. And this angel was just really good. And it would help me, like, because there are these ants that was happening during that time. Something happened, and there were these ants, the big black ants. They're the good guys. They feed the soil and till it up for you, and they, like ants, but they have the big black ant, not the huge black ants, but not the little ones, not the fire ants. Yeah, the sugar ants, right? Those are the black ones, and like they all were out on the floor in this one spot, and they were twisting and twisting and twisting, and this angel would help me like stop the torment for a moment and just let them. Like I put my hand over them and asked the angel if it would just let's not suffer. But when I took my hands away, I don't know if it was because I didn't believe. It's like, remember I told you expectations? What you expect to happen is most likely will happen. I didn't expect that it could help. Like I could just be like, maybe I could have, like all of you guys feel good, and
right.
But maybe I couldn't. I don't know. I didn't try. But at that time, it just one at a time, and then I would just flush them down the toilet because they were in torment. They weren't hurting. There was no poison put down. We don't have, we do our own pest control with like essential oils and stuff, and except for roaches, we do outside roach spray.
Yeah, that's a different breed.
We got one of those trees, man. But anyway.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But and we have cats, so that helps a lot too. But but the certain incident had happened right before that, so the angel helped me with that. The angel helped me with other people's animals, other angels. You just ask an angel. It's just we would make a joke about it around our house. If I'm missing something, I have to ask somebody where it is.
Well, see, I do that a lot too.
Everyone in the family, isn't that weird? And then it's like it happens. Yeah,
but I mean, I've never seen one. You know what I mean? And I've never.
I didn't believe in them. I didn't think they were a thing.
Yeah.
Until this happened.
Well, they showed you, didn't they?
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh yeah. And yeah, that was a big surprise.
Well, that's really cool. That is really cool. I mean, I didn't know, and I'm glad that you shared that with us.
Thanks.
Um,
Yeah.
have you been able to like see any of your past lives? And
I
then,
oh well.
huh?
Oh, what else?
And,
What were you saying?
and also, not only that, but like when you do readings, can you see other people's past lives as well?
I'd love to be able to do that, but I'm not very good at it. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. And for mine, I think I've told you this. I saw as like I was in sometime in Egypt in an ancient time, and I was a scribe, but I was a female, and my dad was the same dad I have in this life, same parents I have in this life. My dad
Oh,
really wanted
really?
me to be a scribe, and it was like a prestigious like job, and whatever. I don't know when in Egypt, this was ancient Egypt, but I just remember being in a pyramid with a friend that I had in this life too, and all that information came, and we were writing with making hieroglyphs, and like for that in that memory I could read what I was writing, and it was someone's name, and
Huh?
I drew it down. I wrote it down when I came out of seeing it. It was like I remember it. I don't know where I put the drawing, but I remember what it looked like, and I just figured it was a name because it didn't match up with anything I've read. But I don't know. It just feels like it's a name of somebody, like maybe my name in that life or someone else's name. I
Right.
don't know. Maybe that person that I
Right.
knew because we were writing each other's names. I don't know.
Right. Right. That could have been
Yeah,
it.
that's what it felt
So,
like.
so like when you're feeling that, I mean, did you kind of look the same like you do now, but like in a different time, obviously?
I didn't see myself.
Okay.
I was inside myself.
Okay.
I felt very thin and small and like I remember very little clothing, like just like like I remember kind of what I was wearing, but it was real loose and comfortable, but it was hot outside,
Yeah. Yeah. I bet it was.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was airy inside the place we were in. There was air circulating, but it wasn't like stagnant desert, but it was like, I don't know, there was air circulating, and there like was making the papers rustle. So I don't know. And I don't remember. I don't know
Was
what
your
that
skin
was.
like really, really dark? Do you remember?
Yeah, my hands were, well, they were dark. Yeah, they were like olive-ish kind of dark, but dark.
Well, I mean, you've been in the sun, obviously, if you were,
Yeah.
in that time period.
They were, but no, they were like a different. I'm a white girl. I'm a white. I would say, I don't know. They're like olive, I can't think of another word. I just kind of green.
It wasn't your skin, like even in the sun now.
Oh, I was in the shade.
Right.
I was in the shade. I was inside a kind of like a pyramid structure.
Yeah.
And it was just the two of us, and there were no lights on, but the back was wide open, and there was like a village street thing going on, like people walking around doing stuff, and we were in there studying and doing our thing. I don't know what was in front of us, but it was dark. It's like, it was kind of like we had gotten off somewhere, like, that sounded terrible. It's like we sneaked off somewhere to practice or something, kind of like.
Right.
And it was, maybe these were magic sigils. I don't know. What was it?
Yeah.
I don't know what we were scribing. I don't know what a scribe is, but that's like the impression I got. I don't know if I was writing for like somebody, or if I was writing magic sigils, or that'd be something. Never thought of that before, because they were symbols. They were, but of course hieroglyphs are symbols, but there was like just one in particular I was working on in that. So I don't know. It's weird.
Like runes or something?
Yeah, like runes or something. Yeah, like a or it's like a sigil, or like a rune is RUNE, like instead of maybe it's because I just started playing this game, and they call them runes, but like you have a magic wand and you will like make a rune in the air with it, and it like hovers, and then you cast your spell with it. It's a fun game. Yeah, I just played it like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
I need to check that out. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I guess that's
so. Is that the only past life that you can recall?
Yeah. I haven't really tried too hard recently to look into them. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, isn't it? Just to think, in our minds now.
Yeah.
Let's see. do you believe that we can all see spirits?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, so how would you like go about that? I mean, I know we've talked a little bit about it, about, like connecting with yourself and meditating and stuff, but like how what's the best thing that you could say to actually help somebody open their eyes and see?
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Go ahead and do
Okay.
the logical thinking through. Go ahead and experiment. Just trust just whatever you feel like doing about it. If it happens, like if, for example, let's say one of my kids is is eavesdropping, and he's like, I'm gonna try that. So
Yeah.
let's say, let's say he's like, okay, I'm going to so we got interrupted again. I'm very, very sorry. But as I was saying, I guess any advice, if I were to give it to it, if anybody dropping eaves, I would say just trust yourself and experiment, and definitely listen to your logical side. I don't think you should ever shut your logical side out and just listen to one side or the other. That's my opinion. And to actively physically have it happen, it's really hard to do this, and I think everybody can do it, especially if you say it's hard to do. It probably makes it a little harder. But to totally quiet your mind for as long as you possibly can without a thought. Just practice doing that without a thought, without like no thought. Just blank. As long as you possibly can. It's really hard for me, but
Yeah, for me too. Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like that when you are in communication with them is the best way I can put it.
Okay. All right.
So it's a good
that
way,
would be
maybe.
meditating too, right?
And something Hamilton Strange actually said to me. He's going to be an upcoming guest. He said that he had been meditating, and it was so like he had an intense experience with it, and it scared him and jumped him out of it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Jumped like something happens, like, whoo, did that happen? So that, so like if you do this kind of like blanking of your thoughts and mind and everything, just like if you can do that, anyone can do it, and hold it as long as you can. So next time when you do communicate with the spirit, when it does happen and you think it's about to happen or communicate with the spirit, maybe you won't have that,
right, and mess it all up.
And you doubt it, and then like that didn't really happen and all that, because you'd be ready and scared, that might work for people,
Yeah. Well, okay. But but like you said, it's so hard to shut your mind off. Especially I think with women, we're like, oh gosh, what time is it? We got to get that done. Laundry. It's so hard to shut all that off.
Yeah, it is.
I guess if we could actually practice it and actually
takes a long time. It takes a long time. I mean, it took me a long time to do it.
I mean, even like when I meditate, I try to just go there, and I think the longest that I can probably stay there is probably 5 or 6 minutes.
Whoa, really?
That's as long as I can go. Yeah.
Well, I can't do more than like 3 seconds or 5 seconds.
Really?
Like completely blank, no thoughts in my head. Really? You can do that?
I have thoughts in my head, but like I'm meditating, like,
being in that like zone of
yeah. Okay, like the right zone. I got the light on me, and I'm surrounded, and I'm feeling good. Like I can stay there for a few minutes. But
that's kind of how I am too. I get bored.
But like,
okay, I feel better.
I can't like. I wouldn't say that I was shutting my mind off then, I guess, because I'm still like creating things in my thoughts when I'm meditating.
And imagery behind your eyes, if your eyes are closed, like all that stops. I would recommend doing it with your eyes open if you do it, like, because I mean, if I close my eyes, I'm going to be looking at little a light. You know how like when you stare at a light, you close your eyes and it's like pink or just in
Yeah,
space,
yeah,
something like that, whatever that's called. I always thought
yeah.
that was really neat. But
I did too. I
I
did
look at
too.
those and then I'll make like oh, there's a giraffe in one, kind of like clowns.
Yeah, yeah. I
It
used to
happens.
do that too. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think I could blank my mind if I had my eyes closed. I don't know. Maybe that would work for some people, but for the people who can't close their eyes, and that I would recommend just keeping your eyes open and not be interested in what you're looking at. I guess.
Yeah, I might try that. That might
Yeah.
work for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to try it and see. Okay, and I know that you're probably getting sick of my questions by now. Because I could still go on and on.
No,
But
I feel no. We should probably cut it. Like, yeah. We should probably cut it short. Maybe we can do it.
I know. Okay. All right, I'll stop.
I don't
But
like
I
being
tell
the
you what.
focus of attention.
Okay. I tell you what. Next week we'll answer a couple more questions and then we'll be done.
Okay,
just a couple more next week.
A couple more next week.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds great.
All right.
I cannot wait. I know that you guys that are listening really had a lot of interesting things to hear. I mean, it amazes me the things that she tells me. I love Lisa. She's awesome. And she's just a very, very gifted person. And
there's something weird about Misty, man. She can make me tell her anything. I told her something the first time we talked on the phone that I hadn't told anybody. Remember, I told you I was working on. I was like, I hadn't even told my husband about that thought. That I was working on that thing, and I was just, how did she get that? Why did I tell her that? She's so easy to tell. I don't know what I talked about on this podcast. I'm probably gonna be like, oh my god.
Well, we'll talk about that another time.
Or if it doesn't happen, we'll make sure it happens next time.
It will happen next time.
Thank you.
Well, I had so much fun interviewing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And I guess we will talk next week.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We are all psychic. And I hope to hear from you next week.